各位大家好谢谢你们来收看我这个赛后幕后须知的视频。OK， 这个视频actually我们包括了很多那些我们的设计、我们的研究，还有我们的分析。好，在每一场里面，我们都会评论一些马匹的状态、马匹的实际价钱，还有马匹是否可以赢这场比赛，还有他们的这个评分我们做一个 ranking， 所以你看到这个 ranking， 你就大概看到那些前10名都会变青色了，所以给你们大概知道是说我们怎么估计这个比赛怎么跑，但事事往往如果是在临场的时候，东西都会有变数，每一场比赛的变数都不一样。因为每一场单数，还有外面的人他们怎么出单，他们怎么去运作和幕后操纵这些赛马都是不一样的。所以我就特地放了一些国际的那些票数单数，他们怎么走，他们开关到最后1分钟，等你可以从那边做一个比较和分析。OK， 这个赛后幕后的资料是利于那些比较喜欢研究到底后面是什么一回事。有些人是赢了钱但他们是可能是盲目跟从，有些人是输了钱，但不知为了如何他们输掉那些钱。所以这些资料可以让你们知道更深层的认识赛马幕后的操纵。所以这些对你们来讲其实是一个很有帮助的一些资料，希望大家可以好好的研究观看我的视频但千万别忘记帮我点赞还有 subscribe 如果你们有什么问题的话，可以在 video 下面做 comments 我的华文其实不是说很强啦，但是我需要用华文来跟你们沟通一下，因为大致上我的观众都是华文的听众，所以如果那些有要听英文的版本，可能以后我会做一个视频在英文啦。好再一次谢谢你们的观看如果讲得不好，请多多见谅。谢谢。
这是我们的第一场的分析电脑排名评语价格估计。当你和右边有国际临场价格波动比较它的变化，你就会看得更清楚如何一场马幕后的运作。一旦你实况了解后，你可以在每期我们赛前所提供的资料做一样的分析，这样一来必可为你省下更多时间与金钱。接下来我们会重播第一场赛事的精彩片段，希望观众会喜爱我们的这样的一个呈现方式，请观众们能都多多按赞与多多分享出去。
Signals given. Gates open and away they go. He began well charger on the inside, as too did Sun Rectitude. Kicking up now is Beat the Light to get that rails run there just behind the leaders. Limbs Pride is there, as to Beer Garden improving out wide. We go back then to Angel Baby midfield. Back on the inside fence, Iron Prince. Out wide, Quarat looking to whip around them. Kinnabaloo Star third last. And going back to Despacito second last with a Dipson. We'll see them all at the tail as they swing around the turn here on the long course, and they've run the first 400 metres in 25.53, a nice steady gallop. It's going to be Charger who leads them out from Sun Rectitude, getting a nice cart. Beat the Light, the run of the race in third. Beer Garden in fourth, back then to Quarat out wide. Limbs Pride midfield, Iron Prince on the fence. Going back to Despacito, looking for runs up the inside. Angel Baby under pressure. Kinnabaloo Star and a Dipson peel out to the middle of a track, but a lot of ground to make up. Charger set sails for the judge here in race number 1, and he's got about a 1.5 length lead here over Sun Rectitude, who's giving chase. On the outside, Beer Garden back then to beat the light. It's still Charger. One looking to run onto it is Quarat, but Charger holds the lead. Sun Rectitude can't peg him back, as too is Beer Garden, but Charger skips clear as he makes his way back into Class 5. Welcome back to the winner's circle, Ronnie Stewart. It's been a long time coming. You'll be wrapped with that. Sun Rectitude in second. Back then to Beer Garden, beat the light. Outright Quarat, and then we have Limbs Pride, who had a midfield run and stayed there. Out wide, Despacito made up some ground. Back then to Iron Prince, pulling up Angel Baby, a Dipson, and at the tail of the field, under pressure a long way out, was Kinnabaloo Star. They're locked and loaded. Flags given. Starter presses a button and away they go. They've broken a nice line. The worst one away was 911, but showing speed is Flash Fast. Out wide on the track there, we have Generation M, Watery holding a spot on the fence on the inside rail. Back then to Yalami, he's going to get a nice sit for Bozelon. Out wide, Bingo Master. Then we go back to midfield, Leaves Room, Cash Check. Out wide, Legacy Rain, and at the tail of the field is 911 as they start to make their point of the turn and swing past the Stewards Tower here on the long course. Setting out in front here is Generation M. He holds about a length lead over Watery, who has just checked there momentarily on the corner. Not a good spot to be in. He's dragged back through the field. Flash Fast now takes over. Out wide, Bingo Master, and Legacy Rain's made up a bit of ground. Back then to Yalami midfield, and they're quite bunched with Leaves from 911, and Cash Check's going to go up the inside fence and try and sneak overruns. They ran the first 424.79, so a lot slicker than the opener. As they turn for home here in the second, it's Flash Fast who overtakes them for the lead. Nunez giving set sail for the judge. Outside of him is out in the yellows, Bingo Master giving chase, and on the inside, Watery made up some ground and giving onto it Legacy Rain, but it's Flash Fast who's still got a margin here, and he's ahead here over Bingo Master, who's not down with the challenge yet. These two are going to fight it out as they draw away from the rest of the field. Flash Fast in front. Bingo Master's overtaken him now, and he's drawing away. Bingo Master in the last 50 metres, set sail and gets the win over Flash Fast. Legacy Rain in third, but they were a long way back from first and second. Watery copped some interference. He still finished fourth, and then we go back to 911 Yalami. Second last there was Cash Check with Leibstrom, and pulling up, just cantering over the line. He's finished the course, but he's done it in a canter, and that was Generation M who led him out. Starter presses a button and away they go. He began well from the Navy. He's going to look to hold that inside running rail and make it all his own. Augustano out wide is looking to come across. Back then on the inside there, we have Aftermath racing in a bunch group here with Grand Fighter out wide, Bionics looking to come across, Master Player 3 wide out and improving at this stage. Back then to Lim Zoom, who's midfield, out wide War Warrior. And then we go back to Grand Fighter. Bionics drifting back on to third last. Speedy Missile second last. And Miracle is going to see them all. First 400, 25, 1, 2 as they start to swing around to the 600 metre mark. And leading them up here from the Navy. He's got the momentum. Augustano's just camped outside of him. Out wide is Snip looking to come into it in the white cap. Out wide War Warrior peels out to the middle and looking back to Master Player, and First Chief is looking to come in between them, and that is Grand Fighter. From the Navy looks to get a kick here as Augustano's under pressure. Out wide Speedy Missile coming into it, as to his Snip, but it's First Chief who still holds the lead. Speedy Missile starting to peg him back with every bit, and on the inside Aftermath, but as they come into the last 100 metres from the Navy, from pillar to post, that's a great ride from Zaki, gets the coin and he wins it over to stablemates of Speedy Missile and Aftermath in a photo. Back then to Snip, who boxed on well. Miracle made up plenty of ground to finish midfield. And then we go back to Grand Fighter. Out wide there is Lim Zoom pulling up with the War Warrior. And a long way back was Bionics. He's pulling up rather quickly. Flag waves, he presses a button and away they go. He missed it about a couple of lengths, Flaming Kieran, so he's going to settle at the back. Beginning well was Quasi in the Bulldog colours. He's going to look to go forward. Digging up on the inside is Limbs, hopefully making use of the inside draw. Out wide on the middle of a track is City Hall. Back to Melody Fair, who gets a gun run in third. And then we go back to Legacy Fighter midfield, racing there outside here of Limbs Dreamwalker. Shifting back in the field to Kakadu. Silcado's a little bit closer today. And then we go back to the end runners of Bright Era, racing there with Hearts of Gold. And Flaming Kieran, who missed it, is going to settle at the rear. As they start to sort their order out, it's Limbs hopefully in front over Quasi. Tugging away on the bridle in third was Melody Fair with the blinkers first time. Out wide is City Hall. Back then to Legacy Fighter. Midfield on the bridle nice is Limbs Dreamwalker. And then we go back to whipping around them is Flaming Kieran coming into it. Back then to Bright Era, Silcado, and seeing them all at the back of the field is Hearts of Gold. First 424.79 as they start to turn for home here in race number 4. They've got just under 600 metres left to go. In front, it's Limbs, hopefully, who sees them out, but Quasi still there to set the challenge. Out wide, Legacy Fighter coming into it, as to City Hall poking through. Back on the inside, Limbs Dreamwalker looking for runs, and also Melody Fair still boxing on. Out wide, Flaming Kieran starting to come into it. They're quite bunched. It's still Quasi who holds the lead. Coming onto it now is Melody Fair. Poking up now, Limbs Dreamwalker. He goes past his stablemate, and he's full of running coming into the last 200 metres, and it's going to be Limbs Dreamwalker as he goes to the line, takes it out, beats Melody Fair into second. Quasi held on for third. Out wide in the middle of a track was Hearts of Gold, and then we go back to the midfield runners of Silcado, who didn't come into it today, Limbs hopefully, and then back then to Flaming Kieran. He blew a lot of chances when he missed the start. And then we go back to Kakadu. Out wide, pulling up together here, we have City Hall pulling up next to Legacy Fighter, one of the last ones to pull up. Starter presses a button and away they go, breaking in a beautiful line. Entertainer broke well from the inside. And he's going to go forward here over Lucky Ginsha, who's now pushing forward for Nunez. King's Command's in a lot closer position today. He's going to settle in third. And then we go back to Now You See. Politis is positive. Back to Savvy Command midfield. And racing on the inside, Spirit of Big Bang. Leatherhead lobs a midfield position, one off the rail. Real Success back fourth last with Iron Ruler. Heartening Fly has gotten back to second last. And Gold Strike will see them all as they're quite strung out here to first 424.14. So a decent clip. In front, Entertainer's going to cart him along. Lucky Ginsha gets a camp on him. King's Command's in third in the white blinkers. Back then, Spirit of Big Bang picking runs on the fence. Now You See's out three wide. Behind him, Savvy Command. Then to Politis, Leatherhead. And then we go back to the tail enders of Real Success. Iron Ruler, Heartening Flyer's got a lot of ground to make up. As Tudor's Gold Strike, he's going to see them all. Turning for home, Entertainer swings with a lead. Lucky Ginsha and Spirit of Big Bang look to give chase. King's Command starting to wind up now as two Politis behind them. Leatherhead just sort of one and down on the spot. As they come into the last 300 metres, Lucky Ginsha, he's starting to peg back. Spirit of Big Bang, Entertainer's on flat feet. Here comes King's Command in the white blinkers. He's really starting to turn it up, and running on is Savvy Command at a price. But as they come into the last 100 metres, oh, that was a great ride by Kelledy. King's Command takes it out, and we could see him in a crangy mile. Savvy Command flew home into second. Leatherhead made up plenty of ground. Back then to Spirit of Big Bang. And then we look to the ones on the fence. Entertainer was stopping, but he's not too far away from him. And then we have Real Success, Gold Strike, Politis. They've all pulled up in a line. Lucky Ginsha. Out wide there was Iron Ruler. Back to Now You See and Heartening Flyer. Light flashes. Starter presses a button and away they go. Nunez was nice and positive. Beginning slowly was Flying Yellow at the tail. And now digging up on the inside is Hero in the Wind as they come to the first corner. Silver Joy in there. Angel Halo's just trapped out deep. Back then to Hidden Promise on the inside. And there we have Footsteps on the car midfield. Tigeress gets into a good position midfield. Gigi Austin's wide at the moment as they come around the bend. And then we go to Sound the Siren. Red Riding Wood towards the tail. Bebop. And last of all is Flying Yellow after a tardy start. So they make the run down the back straight here on the poly track, the only one of the day. Hero in the Wind sees them out over Silver Joy. Nunez gets a lovely run in third for Sun Palace. Hidden Promise on the fence, out wide, Footsteps on the car. Not liking the tempo, so looking to push forward. Angel Halo's 3 deep, back to Tigeress, who's in a lovely position for Jimmy Wong. Sound the Siren, worse in midfield, out wide, Gigi Austin still covering ground. And then we go back to Red Riding Wood, Bebop second last, and still Flying Yellow is last of all. First 426.17 as they start to head to the 600 metre mark. And it's in front here, Hero in the Wind. Now Footsteps on the car, works up into second. Sun Palace gets a lovely spot, as to Silver Joy. Looking for Tigeress to come into it for Jimmy Wong. And then we go back to Hidden Promise back on the inside fence. Out wide, Angel Halo with Gigi Austin starting to make a run. And the others are going to have to pick up a lot of ground. They're going up and down on the one spot. Turning for home, Nunez sets sail here on Sun Palace. Here comes Tigeress breathing down his neck. Back on the inside, Footsteps on the car. It's these three who are going to fight it out. But as they get into the last 150 metres, Tigeress overtakes him and skips away here for Jimmy Wong. And he sets sail here in the last 50 metres. Tigeress takes it out, the race favourite, backed into $12. Footsteps on the car held on for second. Sun Palace just whacked away into third. And they were a good 5 lengths ahead of. Finishing on was Bebop out wide. Back then to Gigi Austin, Silver Joy. Red Riding Wood on the inside. Hidden Promise had a nice run but couldn't come into it, the old boy. Flying Yellow, Angel Halo. And the ones at the back of the field were Sound the Siren and Hero in the Wind. After making order running, he's going to be one of the last to pull up. Attendants clear the way, flag waves. Starter presses a button and away they go. He was a bit tardily away, Atlas, so he's going to have to get a shake-up to go forward if that's what he wants to do. Beginning well is Den of Thieves out wide in the Bar Silks, kicking up our Pinnacle on the inside. Getting a nice Carter behind the speed is online. Now, in all his glory, he's poking up now to get up there and get on the speed. Atlas is making up ground on a 4-wide path. And then we go back into the middle field of Eagle Eye. Back then to Online. Silent Partner covering plenty of ground. Back then to Metal World. Back at the tail is Axel. And last of all is Wild Bee. First 424.67 as they start to make their run to the half mile. It's Atlas who leads them out, but he's done a lot of work to get there. Den of Thieves out wide, Fireworks. He's racing next to his stablemate, the favourite, in all his glory. Eagle Eye gets a lovely camp on him in midfield position. Our Pinnacle on the rail, Silent Partner. And then we go back to Online, who's well back there with Wild Bee, and out wide is Axel swinging around the field. They turn for home in race 7. It's Atlas who gets a bit of a shake-up. Giving chase now is Den of Thieves in the pink. Here comes Fireworks staking a claim. Looking for in all his glory. He's back midfield, not making up any ground. Axel's catching the eye out late, and nothing else looks to be making up much ground. As they come into it, Atlas, Fireworks, and now on the outside, Axel. He's gobbling them all up out wide for Gerald and Ciao, but they're going to come into the last 100 metres. Inside, outside. Outside, Axel gets the job done at a big win. Beats Fireworks in all his glory, boxed on for 3rd. Atlas plugged away on 4th, and a few disappointing runs. In particular, there were Eagle Eye, who didn't come into it today. Back then to Den of Thieves, who boxed on next to our Pinnacle. And then we have Wild Bee, Metal World. And it looks like the Eagle Eye is going to pull up last of all next to Silent Partner. Flags given. Starter John Pepe presses a button and away they go. Beginning well was Crystal Warrior out wide, going to look to come across for Gerald and Ciao. As 2 up there is the August. Sure Will Do's in a prominent position. Now to 2 Donna Logan stable runners. They're going to finish at the early stage in 4th and 5th respectively. Legend of a Sun just out 3 wide. Back then worse in midfield is Pattaya. Songgong Hero has drifted back from the inside draw. Then we go to Caristo, Sabastar getting back with Stunning Cat, and BB, the old boys at the tail. 24-11, they're scooting along here in race number 8, and seeing them out is the August in front over Crystal Warrior. As they turn for home, Sure Will Do's in a pouncing position. Out wide, Legend of a Sun looking to come into it. Brutus in the white cap. He's starting to get out for Nunez and stake a claim. The stablemate's gone back to the inside. Hadir, Sure Will Do in the white cap has also. Coming into the last 380 metres, it's the August and Crystal Warrior. Here comes Legend of the Sun. And going back to the inside is Sure Will Do. Brutus is behind him and doesn't look to be making up much ground. Coming into it now, it's the August who still holds the lead. He's got a break on him. Sabastar switches back to the inside and giving chase. Pattaya's giving chase out wide, as 2 Stunning Cat. As they go to the line, Photo. I think maybe Sabastar on the inside, but a close one for the judge. Just over Pattaya out wide. And it was a real change in the last 50 metres. Songgong Hero made up ground, as 2 did Sure Will Do. The Donna Logan runners didn't really fire a shot. One of them was Brutus. He's pulling up midfield next to Stunning Cat. And then going back to Legend of the Sun, Caristo and Crystal Warrior. And pulling up rather quickly here is BB. power set. Flag goes up, he presses a button, and away they go. Galaxy Star began well from the inside. Showing speed on the inside fence is I'm a Conqueror. Now Bright Sun's pushing forward in the white, as to his City Gate. Out wide, Voluntad is coursing a path out wide, as well as Unos Avenue 3 as they're very bunched heading to that first turn. Drifting back worse in midfield is East Tiger. Big Fortune settles in third last. Winning Power second last, and Anyway is at the tail. They head to the half-mile mark here in race 9. 24.52 is the opening sectional, and it's on the inside. Bright Sun, who's going to lead the way over Voluntad. He's got into a good spot, Learner. And out wide, Unos Avenue 3 is plotting a 3-wide course. Sia's in a good pouncing position just outside of Galaxy Star. They're looking to make a stake. Out wide, East Tiger looking to come into it. Back then with back on then City Gate. And now we have to the inside, I'm a Conqueror. 380 metres left to go. It's Galaxy Star who's overtaken him here. And looking to come into it is East Tiger, but Galaxy Star gets a bit of a buffer. Unos Avenue 3 staking a claim in for a minor placing, as to Bright Sun on the fence. But the race isn't over yet. She's starting to give chase now, City Gate, as to East Tiger. Galaxy Star on the fence, City Gate poking through. They go to the line, City Gate gets the win over Galaxy Star, who just looked to founder in that last 100 metres or so. East Tiger ran into a placing. And then we go back to Sia, who wasn't really a threat. Anyway, made up some ground with Big Fortune, Unos Avenue 3. And then we have Bright Sun, Voluntad, who brought him around the home corner with I'm a Conqueror. And Winning Power is going to be one of the last ones to pull up. He presses a button and away they go, breaking in a nice line. Fame Star began well, as suited Limbs Kosciuszko, so the speed we thought would be there. They're 1-2 at the moment. Katak's going to look to come across and try and get a position. Charisma holds the rail in fourth to Gold Star, who's nice and handy. Limbs Lightning's just out on a wide path at the moment. Where can Beasley slot him in? Hard to Think settles back in midfield position with Top Knight. Mr. Malik getting out of the ground. Minister second last, and Jupiter Gold will see them all. As they run the first 424.38 as they head around the back corner. Fame Star stretches them out here. Limbs Kosciuszko's just pounced in second. Back then to Charisma on the fence. Katak getting the 1 out, 1 back run for Nunez. And then we go to Gold Star. Limbs Lightning, he's in a good spot now. And Beasley's been able to get a bit of cover as we go back to Hard to Think. Minister, Top Knight third last. Mr. Malik second last. And Jupiter Gold's going to have to come from well back. They start to swing to the 550 metre mark, and it's in front Fame Star who sees them out. Giving chase is Limbs Kosciuszko in the yellow cap, and he looks to be in third gear at the moment. Charisma's under plenty of pressure. Let's look for anything running on. Limbs Lightning out in the middle of a track with Katak. Gold Star's looking to come into it as they come into the last 260 metres. Limbs Kosciuszko shoots clear for Jimmy Wong. Gold Star gives chase. Out wide, Limbs Lightning looks to be coming into it. Gold Star's coming at Limbs Kosciuszko, and Gold Star overswamps him and gets the coin. The unbeaten streak finishes for Limbs Kosciuszko. Hard to Think ran on with Limbs Lightning. And then we go back to back in the middle of the field is Mr. Malik, alongside there with Fame Star on the inside fence. Jupiter Gold with Minister, who caught the eye late. Limbs back then to Katak, and old Top Knight, he's going to be one of the last ones to pull up, the old boy, probably just feeling the firm ground, but Gold Star presses a button and away they go. Missing the start there was Intrepid. He's going to settle towards the rear of the field of Infinite Wisdom. Silent is Gold began really well for Ronnie Stewart. He's going to look to go forward. Pushing up out wide, Magnifique. Proof Perfect chewing on the bridle there. And then we go back to BU, who's going to get a lovely spot for Kelledy, and he's going to settle just off of speed. Vigor's moved into fifth. He's in stalking position. Back then to Ema, who was rearing when the gates were about to run, but he's jumped well. Out wide on the middle of a track is Tomcat. Malibu Beach, the grey, gets back with Reignite. And then we go back to the Buffalo runner there of Perfect racing alongside Infinite Wisdom, and Intrepid sees them all. 424.41 as they turn for home, and it's Silent is Gold who sees them out, giving chase Magnifique. Proof Perfect's put under plenty of pressure. BU looking to starting to come into it. And then we go back to Ema, switching back to the inside. Reignite's under plenty of pressure, so too is Vigor, and out wide Tomcat. 270 to go. Ronnie Stewart set sail for home here on Silent is Gold, and he's got a bit of a break, but they're coming near is BU, also Proof Perfect and Reignite. Can he hang on here for the last 100 metres? Silent is Gold giving chase BU, but it's a treble for Ronnie Stewart. Silent is Gold does it all the way. BU in second. Then we go to Reignite in third. On the inside, Proof Perfect boxed away well. Vigor wasn't really a danger today, had a good run but couldn't finish it off. And then we go back to the grey Malibu Beach, alongside there with Intrepid, who's finished midfield. Back then to the stablemate there of Perfect, but pulling up alongside Ema Magnifique. Out wide Tomcat wasn't into it, and last of all was Infinite Wisdom.